This car is really a very stock car. It's a 3.4 liter. It's a fly-by-wire type, and car starts up, runs just like a regular car. That's what it's supposed to do. This car has a full TPC turbo kit. It's got the large 60-pound injectors in it. All of the tables have been expanded for turbo operation. Really, it's very basic. It's very similar to our mid-engine systems that we have been doing so many of. The turbocharger trim is slightly different from the mid-engine, but it's a very, very similar system. So this is the Maiden Voyage for this car, so let's take it out. It just came off the dyno. The car is amazing. This M96 engine put down about 420 horsepower. Just a great little power plant. Just fabulous. Couldn't believe it. Just fantastic.
Why don't you talk about the differences between the, let's say we have a 3.4 liter turbo system, a 3.6 liter turbo system, and a 3.8 liter turbo system. Now why don't you talk about if there are any differences between those specific systems?
Well, you know, really the systems, the turbo system themselves have slight fitment changes, but really the system in its entirety are pretty much the same. We do have some differences in turbine trim, depending on displacements. There is some differences in tuning, primarily because of the crankshaft throw difference. The short stroke cranks want a different timing map than the long stroke cranks. So there's where the difference is, but it's just amazing that the short stroke engines, these 3.4s, just make fantastic power. When they're normally aspirated, the differences are quite big from the, this car stock was probably about 255 to the tire, and yet a 3.6 is roughly 295 to the tire. And yet this car is making well over 400 to the tire, and the 3.6 is making well over 400 to the tire. These little short stroke engines really are fantastic. I really like these a lot. For those people that are thinking about changing the displacement of your engine, you're going the wrong way with the turbo kit on it.
Now Mike, why don't you talk about, I know a number of people out there, including Stacy, well, he's already made the commitment to put a system on, but what do you think about people installing a system like this in their garage? What kind of mechanical aptitude is necessary?
Really, the system's very simple in its approach. I love simplicity. Just simplicity is the keystone of really building a good race car and racing. And it's paramount to keep things simple, which does make it a lot easier for installation. Another thing that makes it very nice for installation is the fact that rather than building all the bulky stainless or aluminum tubing, we're doing everything out of silicon. And the reason that we do it out of silicon is that not only do you pick up a little bit of performance, but it makes the ease of installation. It really cuts the time down. Stacy's going to have a lot of fun doing the install. They're really, if you can change your exhaust, you can put on a turbo kit. Hope the camera's still on.
This car is fitted with a boost controller. Other than the ability to adjust boost levels, why else would you want to have a boost controller on your car?
You know what? That's a perfect. You said it exactly, Casey. That's the only job that it does. And the programming that we do is already set for the different boost levels. Because what we did was when we expanded the table, let's say you're running the low boost and you're in load range 140, what we call 140%. If you turn it up to high, you might be in the 150%. We've written the tables up to 198%. That doesn't mean that anybody out there can just put the boost controller on it and go for it. It is written, but there is a limit of the actual engine itself.